if major media figures are coming to YouTube and doing a show when they decide to exit their contract or get fired or need a new thing to start to do, and they have 1 million subscribers and they're calling it a podcast, whether or not it's live, whether or not it's ever distributed on an RSS feed, am I supposed to begrudge somebody who's never podcasted before? And they're like, I want to start a podcast. And their thing is, hey, I've got a camera. They think of a podcast now as what Joe Rogan does. And most people learned about Joe Rogan through his clips on YouTube, and then they subscribed to the audio podcast. There is an epic battle going on, or at least it seems that way, in the world of podcasting between some of the old school early adopters who are very, very, very strict on the definition of podcasting. To them, it is media delivered through an RSS feed from an independent host, delivered through an RSS feed out to the world. It's not put on one platform, such as uploading a video or going live on YouTube. So in their view, a show on YouTube, like what we're doing now, even though the audio of this will eventually be distributed as a podcast, what we're doing now isn't a podcast. We're doing a live stream, or we're doing a video talk show, or we're doing a YouTube video, or what have you. But they would object to using the term podcasting, which is what YouTube is now using for these type of shows, as YouTube has given us podcasting playlists. So every playlist for every one of our shows, because all of our shows are essentially, whether they're 5 minutes or they're 50 minutes or 2 hours, they're essentially video podcasts, and that every show can become an audio podcast and be distributed that way. And I think that the people who are fighting this are missing out not only on an opportunity for new business, but they're missing out on an opportunity to really become leaders and to become even bigger than they are. They're people who love podcasters, who are dedicated to the community and support the community, but they're missing the boat on this. YouTube adopting podcasting and bringing video into podcasting is huge. It's a huge opportunity for people. The public thinks of a podcast as a video talk show. There are celebrities and major media figures and journalists who do video shows on YouTube, and they call it a podcast. And they have millions of subscribers on YouTube. They deliver it as an audio podcast, but when most people think of their show, they think of it as a YouTube show, first and foremost. And I think for podcasters to fight that, rather than to educate other people on the benefits of also distributing through an RSS feed your audio, or on teaching some of the techniques that make for that people who've been doing podcasting for years understand about how to tell a story, how to tease what's coming up. There's a whole world of potential clients, potential customers, people they can influence who will look at them as leaders. And I think they're instead fighting because those people are calling their YouTube show a podcast, which is a sort of a semantic battle, and it's going to lead to maybe a Pyrrhic victory, but not one that in the long run is going to either be good for podcasting, podcasters, listeners, or where the industry has to go in order to grow and go to the next level. So I'm not sure what anybody wants to say to that, where you stand on YouTube adding podcasts, but they're not truly podcasts through an RSS feed. Right now, you're just uploading a video with some audio in it, or video with video and audio? What do you think?